What's the matter, Sydney? Afraid to be in the sequel? Welcome back to Last in Class Podcast. As always, I'm Mike.
Sakura. And Tyler.
And today we are doing Scream 6.
Yes, sir.
We're skipping all the other Scream movies right now because we've all seen them.
Because this is the best one.
Tell me how you really feel, Sakura.
It's the best one.
You heard it from him first.
Dermot Mulroney. I don't know his name. He was great.
He's saying that with like a laughing face right now, you guys. For any of you that can't see his face, which is everybody listening to this right now. By the way, spoiler alert, everybody. I know it's a new movie. Spoiler alert for the 10 people listening.
Brendan.
How you feel about Scream, everybody? Scream is...
Yeah, same.
The Scream franchise is the first one in particular is one of the most important movies to me because it's the one that really made me want to make films and get into filmmaking and all that type of stuff. So Scream 1 to me is like a masterpiece. The sequels have kind of hit or miss or whatnot, but
Scream 1's Wes Craven, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't write it, but he directed. Tyler, how do you feel about Scream?
Yeah, I love the franchise as a whole. I love the first one. It's just, I don't know, something about it just I really like. Like you said, sequels are either hit or misses, but second one's pretty good for the sequel. I do really like the third one for some reason. I really like that one too. Haven't seen the fourth one in a while, so I'll have to rewatch that one. But the fifth one I actually really liked. And then this one, we'll get to it.
Let's see. Don't remember the fifth one. Couldn't tell you what happened in the fourth one, the third one, the second one. I know what happens in the first one.
Great.
Yep.
Well, the cool thing about the fourth one is it was kind of partially shot like in downtown Plymouth. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Everybody was going nuts.
Yeah, and downtown North.
Courtney Cox is in downtown Plymouth.
Plymouth and Northville. Yeah, Kellogg's Park, man. I spent like tons of my childhood there. All right, so Scream 6, 2023, rated R, 2-hour runtime, Rotten Tomato score 77%, which I know Sakura's going to disagree with that.
He's already given it a pretty good face right now.
Yeah. A budget of $35 million and a box office of $140 million. Yeah, that's good for them. Especially this is the first one without Sydney, without Neve Campbell, yeah.
They could have gave her money.
Yeah, could have.
With $35 million budget?
Yeah.
They could have gave her some money. Yeah,
they could have. I mean, Neve Campbell's character, Sydney, is just iconic. So, like, it's sad that she's gone, but at the point of this franchise where they need to get away from the old characters and just stick with new characters or fully reboot it.
It's like taking the Terminator out of the Terminator. But they fucked those movies up pretty well.
You know what? I'd rather, I'm not saying this because I don't like her or anything like that. It's I'd rather not use her if they're not going to get the movie right.
Fair point.
If they ever killed Sydney in the movie, I riot.
There's no chance they would ever do that.
No chance. I think she said
everybody would riot.
I'm pretty sure I heard her say that she would never do it if they would never. She would never let them kill her off. Directed by Matt
Craven.
No, I don't even know this name. There's 2 directors on this. Matt Bettinelli Olpin. I don't know. I know I didn't get that right.
Mr. Holland's Opus.
Tyler Gillett. It's written by James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick. I really should have went through these names.
It's okay. It's a good shot.
And then we got 3 legacy characters in this movie. Legacy characters, do you know what that is, Sakura?
Yes, I know. Okay. I know things.
Just making sure.
It's Gail, Courtney Cox.
Yeah, Gail Weathers, Courtney Cox. You got Kirby, played by Hannah Panettiere, because she was in the 4th one. And then Billy, Skeet Ulrich.
Oh, yeah. He's in it for like a second.
He's got a couple scenes, but it's actually Skeet Ulrich doing it.
Well, what's his name was in there too? David Arquette. Picture of him.
It's pictures of tons of people.
4 legacy characters.
No. Well, you can actually say 4 legacy characters because the voice, Roger Jackson.
Yep.
Him and Courtney Cox are the only ones that have been in all 6 movies.
Yep.
Wow.
Yet this is the first movie that they interacted on the phone together.
Yeah, I know. Cool. They mentioned that too. It was very meta of them.
This self-awareness is just amazing, right?
Yeah, sentient beings. AI.
All right, so then we got our main character, Sam, Melissa Barriere, Tara.
Jenna Ortega.
There you go. She's the younger sister, and she's kind of like the Hollywood it girl right now. Mindy's played by Jasmine Savy Brown. Chad is played by Mason Gooding.
Core 4 right there.
Yeah, you just listed the core 4.
Core 4, yeah. That's the ones, the survivors of the last movie. Detective Bailey, Dermot Mulroney. Ethan, played by Jack Champion. Quinn, played by Liana Liberato. Yeah. Sure, there we go. Danny, played by Josh Segura. And Annika, played by Devin Nekoda.
Fantastic.
And there's 2 small roles at the beginning of the movie, but I'm going to mention them just because they're like played by people we actually recognize.
Yep.
Laura is played by Samara Weaving, and Jason by Tony Revolori.
That's Flash right there for you.
Flash from Spider-Man, and more recently, the terrible Willow TV series.
Oh boy, you and that Willow
I
show
could go
Mike,
on.
have a great connection.
I could go on hours ranting and raving about how they destroyed my Willow.
That will be another day.
That'll be another day. Just like I would like to go in a deep dive on the Scream franchise. We can do rankings, talk about each movie.
I'm so for it.
I bet Sakura's excited about that.
Yeah. I'll get to relive all of them all over again.
Then you can actually watch them all.
I could.
Yeah, I still don't believe you saw the last one.
I seen the last one.
We
David Arquette
probably
dies.
had it at the drive-in, and you probably.
You didn't have it at the drive-in.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. So instead of doing like a scene by scene, because I didn't really write those down this time,
Yeah.
just general talk about the movie. You want to do likes and dislikes, or just talk about scenes?
I hated the opening scene.
See, you and me disagree majorly on this. I loved the opening scene of this movie. It
I
was
hate it.
the
I
best.
see. I like it, but I can see where his score is coming from too.
It makes no damn sense.
Scream is stale. It's the same formula over and over and over. And I agree that you need to stick to the formula a little bit and just change 1 or 2 things a movie. And I love the beginning. Basically, you have a teacher or professor,
Yeah.
a movie horror,
Yeah,
like,
a TV. Yeah,
specialized in just horror, but
yeah,
whatever.
No, you could just do that.
But she's like
okay.
waiting for her date, and
Yeah,
it's the killer who teases her to get out, whatever.
a very attractive lady who hasn't talked to her potential date on the phone is going to meet him at the bar.
So she gets killed, and the murderer unmasks himself like right away. So immediately I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
but first she walks into an alley. Like, she does all the tropes. She just like, oh, I don't know where I'm at. It's like, oh, okay. Let me come outside. It's like,
She
oh, I'm
doesn't-
not on this street.
She doesn't think she's in a
Oh.
movie.
Yeah, but then it's just so stupid. Like, you just got to be self-aware of just being a person.
The worst part.
Walk down this dark alley.
The worst part about it is when they're talking about the alley and he's like, "I see you. Do you see me?" She goes, "No, I don't see you." He goes, "Wave." So then she starts running forward in the alley, like waving. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
It's okay. You just gotta accept that. I like the
I
difference
accepted
though.
it, but it was just stupid.
She gets
Yeah.
killed, and immediately he takes off his mask. So immediately I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? Are we gonna know like one of the identities of the killer the whole time? That'd be different. That'd be cool. It's a
Yeah, that'd
cool
be like
concept.
the first time they reveal themselves, like right off the bat.
But no, he's just a fan.
He's a copycat.
He's a copycat.
Yeah.
Him and his buddy are doing practice murders because they're going to kill Sam, kill the 2 sisters. That's what they want to do. But he gets home in his apartment. He puts his mask on over like one of the heads. I think he's got like 4 set up, and it's like a little stab shrine.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this I'm digging this already. But then he gets a call, and he thinks it's his buddy doing the voice modular, but it's the killer. Then he makes him look in the fridge.
But he's
His
dead. in
buddy-
I
the
knew
fridge.
something was in the fridge because right off the bat, like he's about to open it, gets the phone call, then he starts talking, and I'm like, something's in there.
And then
Either
he
the killer or something. I
If
knew
you're
something was in
thirsty,
there.
a phone call is not going to distract you from opening that fridge.
Yeah, I like the beginning. And then he gets killed right away.
Yep.
Because the killer doesn't want them. He's like, you can't kill them. I'm killing them. So, like, I know you don't like that beginning. I think it's a great, different beginning. I will put it second only to the first movie, actually.
Second only to the first movie. It's the 6th movie. So if you take 6 minus 2 plus 1.
It's better than 4.
Okay. Okay.
It's different.
Yeah, I just didn't like how they were trying to like humanize the killer right off the bat.
What do you mean by humanize? He's
Like, yeah, he's a killer, but then like he gets a phone call like blah 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 blah. How was it? It's like, oh, she was like not human, bruh, and we're just gonna follow
it's
this
just
guy.
meat.
Yeah,
just
we're
animal,
just gonna follow
just
this
meat.
killer around. I was like, this guy sucks. Hopefully he dies, and then my wish was granted.
no, I would have rather them take a risk like that, but okay, they didn't do that. They took much more risks. Also, going into this movie, I knew. I was like, I didn't know anything about the movie. I watched, I think, one trailer once. I was like, they're either going back to one killer or they're doing 3 in this movie.
I'm just gonna cut you off right now. For all the people that are listening, I watch certain movies and I talk to Mike about this at work. He will guess literally all of his predictions about this movie is almost always right. Like every single time. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
I think I told you this one.
Yes,
like a week
you did.
ago. I was like, there's either one killer or 3 killers.
I was like, what the fuck? How does he know this?
It's funny because when Scream 5 came out, Tyler...
I saw.
Yeah, this is before it was released. Me and Tyler were going through like what our guesses were because we were super excited about it. And I ended up being right on most of those. But then Tyler saw the movie before me and he came to work and I was just looking at him. I'm like, this happens and it doesn't it? And then like without him saying a word, I was like, that does. So this means this happened. And he was getting so mad
because I gave it away and I didn't want to give it away, but I gave it away and I was just mad.
Basically the whole entire movie without seeing it. And he was just getting mad. He's like, how?
It was very shocking. Very shocking.
Yeah, so right, I'm going to tell you right now, too. I pegged all 3 killers in this movie.
Really?
Yes.
Clocked them.
From scene 1 with Dylan Maroney, the detective.
Oh, the detective guy.
I 100% knew it was him. First off, he's a bigger actor. And then...
That's true.
His daughter dies in the movie, right?
Yeah, and this is where
I
failed. This is where I failed as a horror fan.
As soon as I've known you, I've told you this rule. What's the rule, Tyler?
Okay. I'm going to give you my explanation on this. Going into this movie, I was wondering if Stu was going to be involved. So I was just hoping for Stu. So I ignored every other little detail about this. But your advice you always give me is they're not dead unless you see them die.
Exactly.
And
even though
failed.
They threw the dead body of her, I knew. As soon as I knew the detective was the killer, I was like, okay, his daughter's the other killer. And the one character, if you just pay attention to the movie, they tell you it's the other boy. You don't know that it's the brother of the girl, but the whole movie, Mindy or whatever, is like, you're the killer, you're the killer, you're the killer. And that character does nothing in the movie. Nothing. He's just there.
He goes to econ.
He's the most pointless character ever. So you're like, okay, the only reason...
It was only one I got right.
He's either cannon fodder for the killer or he's the killer himself. But they're telling you he's the killer.
I was like, he's too innocent to not be the killer. So, he's definitely the killer.
Bam. All 3 pegged in this movie. This is 2 movies in a row that I haven't got any wrong.
Can't wait for 7, because if you go 3 for 3, I might lose it.
After this movie, I can definitely wait for number 7. I'll definitely see it because it's Scream, but I didn't get to see this one in theaters. A little disappointed. One of the other things I really like about this movie is the killer is actually like brutal. He's strong. He's fast. He's stabbing like tons of times. I think this is like the actual scariest killer we've had in the Scream franchise.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't really remember any of the other ones.
Yeah, all the other ones kind of just like slow-paced stabbing.
Yeah, the killer's always clumsy. He's getting hit by doors, and it's like, ugh.
So clumsy.
So clumsy. But in this one, like, for the first time, I actually feel threatened with this killer.
Which one?
Well, they're all, you can tell they're all played by males.
Yeah.
Even if... that's one of my other pet peeves is when they take off the mask and it's a female, but the body doesn't match, or the strength doesn't match. Because she said she's the one who stabbed Gale Weathers in the movie. But, like, the person who stabbed Gale Weathers, like, threw her boyfriend's body, like, across the room through, like, these shelves.
And through a window.
And you're telling me that this little girl did it? No.
Yeah. She did it. I saw her. And she also got hit in the face with a frying pan and was fine.
Oh, someone got hit in the face with a frying pan, a huge, like, television camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
smile for the camera, bitch.
But when they all unmask, there's no facial, like, bruising.
It's only when they get hit by the bricks.
Yeah.
Well, only the girl that gets hit by the brick.
The guy got hit by the brick, too, in the back of the head, but there was no, show for it.
She spit some teeth out.
Yeah.
Finally.
Any scenes you want to talk about, Tyler? Any characters?
How did you guys feel about... I know you already mentioned about the killers and stuff, but did you think the boyfriend that Sam was seeing was a little bit like sus or no?
No, because they made him too much sus, so I thought he was cannon fodder. Surprisingly, he survived.
Yeah, I thought he would have died if he wasn't the killer.
Well, he's the cute guy next door.
But he also, like, I don't know, there was like no emotion in him.
But he's also smart. Yeah, there's no... Yeah.
He didn't need emotion. He popped his shirt off and he was just...
Okay, I'm so glad that you were happy about that. You got your topless scene.
Yeah.
From the,
Someone had to be topless in this movie, damn it.
but he actually tries to help. He sees the killer and he's like trying to get their attention. He has
That scene, Jesus.
stressful.
No, it just pissed me off. First of all, he's waving at the window and like he can see them, but they're just like, whatever. And then he calls her and she's just like, I'll call him back later. And then he doesn't try to call again. It's like, there is a killer in your apartment. Keep fucking calling. Send a text. Do anything. Throw a shoe at the window.
Yeah.
Do something aside from just like, there it is. I tried. All right. I also have this giant ladder in my apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like.
I can help you. I live on like the 15th floor with this fucking ladder in my apartment.
Like, what are they, New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
he does not have a huge ladder in his small,
He
tiny
did.
apartment.
He did.
Well, I know he did in
Maybe
the
he's a
movie.
construction worker that keeps his tools inside for some reason.
I just felt like all the new
It's a
characters.
shitty ladder too.
It was. I thought it looked like it was made of plastic. I wouldn't crawl across that.
I would if there was a killer behind me. I definitely would.
How about
I
when
would
they're
have ran across that motherfucker. Skipped. I would have jumped and ended up like that girl who got her face blasted on a trash can.
Oh,
Anika or whatever her name is?
That was
Yeah.
gross.
So that's Mindy's love interest in the movie. It's her girlfriend or whatever. And that's in that scene. So they're in the room. The killer's like banging on the door trying to get in. And she's been stabbed in the stomach multiple times.
Not just stabbed, but like pulled
Oh, yeah,
twisted,
it
it
was pulled
twisted, and then pulled up.
So she's going to be in so much pain. She wouldn't be able to move and stuff like
She'd
that.
be bleeding out too.
While Mindy's like holding the door
She's
and
also stabbed.
yeah, and Sam and Tara go across. Or were they both in the room?
Tara's with Chad.
Tara's
They're
with
trying
Chad.
to break into
So-
the apartment.
Sam goes across first when she's the only one who hasn't been cut by the killer, and then Mindy's is like telling Anika to go, and she's like, "No, you go, and I'll come after you." So then Mindy goes, and then Anika, it's her turn, and then she just decides like, "No, I can't do it. I can't do it."
Halfway through.
She's not even she's at the window. She doesn't even try to go out
yeah.
yet. So then of course she doesn't make it. The killer like flips her off, and
What he should have done, instead of like shaking the ladder.
Pulled the ladder.
There you go.
yeah.
I was thinking
Pulled
that the
or
whole
pushed.
time. I was like, what is he doing? Just yank it back.
Right?
Like,
Just like you have like all the power. Like
pull, push, or just turn more. Instead, he's just like up
he's
and
just,
down,
up and down and kind of twisting it a little
Right.
bit.
Like you're playing a little game.
right.
But yeah, her face looked brutal after it
Yeah.
hit.
Oh,
So that was a good makeup job, I gotta say, on that.
Yeah.
But it's a character that you didn't care about.
I cared about it.
All the new characters in this movie that aren't from other movies were pointless. No, there was nothing to them. There's nothing that made them stood out.
even the killers?
Yeah. Well, what's that one? What's his name?
Dermot.
Jack. You're talking about the.
Ethan. Yeah.
Oh, Ethan.
Ethan doesn't drive the story forward whatsoever. He's just there. He's just a roommate. He's just there.
Yeah.
The Quinn, the sister,
Yeah.
she's just like the slutty roommate
Yeah.
who's with Paul. Who's Paul? Paul too.
I love that. I love that scene. It's funny.
Yeah, they don't do anything. Anika, just the girlfriend of Mindy.
Yeah, she didn't really do much.
She doesn't
either.
do anything.
She gets stabbed.
She does. Detective Bailey, Dermot Mulroney. If you look at it, he's a very bad detective. That's why he stuck out as the killer, because the first thing he does is send them like, hey, he's the one who sends them to like meet up with the detective, and that's when they get attacked for the first time.
I must have not been paying attention.
Well, that's what
I
happens.
just remember when he found her ID at the first crime scene. He's like, "You gotta come down to the station."
Yeah, and then the killer attacks them on the way there.
Oh,
Yeah, so like all the new characters just meant nothing.
they weren't legacies.
One of my problems is with the legacy characters. They didn't do anything either. Take Gail Weathers out of this movie. Does it change the movie whatsoever?
Nope.
No. She's in there just to have somebody from the franchise.
Yeah.
And then Kirby, Hayden Panettiere. First off, this is a character that you think died in number 4, but it wasn't confirmed. So that's the only reason she's in this one, to bring her back. She is not believable as a detective whatsoever. I like Hayden Panettiere. I've enjoyed her career.
She was in Star Wars.
No, she was in the show Heroes, and
Close.
I mean, well, today is May 4th, so happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
Thank you. And also with you.
Is always with me.
And with your spirit.
She just, I don't know. I don't want to attack anybody or anything like that, or be down. but this was not her best movie. It felt out of place. It felt like they were reaching just to put another legacy character in there. And at the end of the day, neither legacy character died. And none of the core 4.
Gail's dead, right?
No,
She didn't
Gail's
die.
alive.
Oh, she still had a pulse. That's right.
Yeah.
Weak pulse.
They just didn't. They were just put in there, for name value.
They were put in there so Courtney Cox could talk on the phone with the killer. Finally.
I'm fine with them bringing them back if you're gonna do something with them, but yeah, nah.
Yeah, I feel like in the last one she had more of a role than in this one, because she usually does her regular gist is like trying to interview people when they come out of somewhere, and then she runs into a crime scene, and then they talk about it, and they're like, "You can't put this in any of your books" or something like that, and then
Yeah, they took
She
her
puts
back
them
to
in her
being
books.
like old Gail from the first
From the
movie,
first
where
one,
she's
yeah.
like a horrible person,
yeah.
which means she has learned nothing.
Learned how to shoot a gun.
And waste bullets.
Yes.
Jesus.
Right. Just fire through a blank door.
You would think that all the stuff she's been through in these past movies that she'd be smart to save her bullets.
Right. I did like the scene, though, when she's on the phone with the killer and she shoots through the door and she has a couple bullets remaining and she's talking to him. She's like, "Hey, hold on a second." And the killer's just like, "What?" And then she just hits redial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I thought was pretty funny.
That was clever, and
Yeah.
I'd like seeing just like no waiting, just firing shots.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
also the killer's like, "Huh?" Wait a minute.
But the only thing her character really did was, find the theater with like the
shrine.
the shrine and all the memorial stuff from like all the past.
And Billy Loomis's trapped ghost.
Yeah, that's another concept. Trapped ghost.
Mike really likes that
He's
one.
stuck in the damn.
Well, the only time you see him in this movie, I think, is in the reflection in that
Yeah.
case.
There's that, or then there's one where she's driving. I feel like
I think was in
that could be
first
the
movie,
last
or
one.
number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was totally
There's
number
two.
5.
There's 2 scenes with him though. I know for sure.
Yeah, so I like that concept. Like, it's basically a museum from all the stab and scream movies. It's like movie props, stuff from the crime scenes of like the real murders, like all the blades, all the masks. Like, it's impossible
All
that they
the
would actually
weapons.
would have collected all this stuff.
All the sketches.
Well, except for the movie. Yeah, all the sketches that someone did.
Yeah.
You'd think for such a high profile case that shit going missing would be like somebody would be on that. Like, where is all this shit?
Well, that's what Jenna Ortega said in the movie, where she goes, "Wouldn't this be like all in like surveillance? Like, wouldn't this be kept somewhere?" And they're like, "Well,
Things go missing all the time.
cops like money. Things
Yeah,
go
but-
missing."
all this shit related to like
some of the old stuff. If cases are closed, the evidence is just gonna sit in boxes. So I'm sure some stuff could easily go missing, but we're talking like they have the TV that killed Stu's like head and stuff like that. That we wouldn't have that
But
anymore.
you think too, like if there's multiple copycats of the same crime, you think they'd be going back through that evidence to try and like find links.
Yeah.
And I guess they're just at the police station. It's like, I don't know where it went. Like, we're just totally back to square one, boys.
That makes sense.
Definitely, they had all the masks, and I don't think they would have any of those.
Right.
Those would
Or
be
the
like a
murder
big one.
weapons, the knives
Yeah.
with blood on them still.
Yeah.
Still with the blood on them.
Not
which is
even
creepy.
like dried looking blood. Like,
I
still
know.
look like fresh blood.
It's red.
Yeah.
Blood doesn't look red after
It's
a
dry.
couple days.
Right.
Basically, it gets brown and gross and
Right.
stinky. It's
Yeah.
either way. Every time the killer like kills somebody, he leaves or they leave their mask, like one of the masks, and it's from like one of the old crime scenes, and it's going backwards. So it's all going back to like Billy Loomis will be the last one. So that's a pretty cool concept. I also really like the scene, and because this is New York, so it's a different. It's not Woodsboro.
Yeah.
It's so it's a different scenery. So that was cool. That was a chance that they took. So we had like the convenience store
I like this scene.
where the
Yeah.
killer just like goes in there and goes like freaking ballistic.
And he uses a gun for the first
Yeah.
time, I think.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
Well, like Billy, like
I
first time the killer in the costume used the gun.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
meant.
Billy and Stu, and there's and Mickey.
Yeah.
Stu is Shaggy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard.
Zoinks! Like, hey, Scoob!
I love my
Scream
stew.
came first. Stu is my favorite from the whole franchise.
I love stew.
But
Wait.
either way, it's also like a little convenience store that literally has like 3 aisles, and the killer can't find them.
I know.
And there's a goddamn mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the scene, but it also annoys me because it's like they can only be in a certain amount of aisles, so you think you could just like quick jump from each one.
You could just look over because the aisles were like 5 feet tall.
Or he could just like push down all the things like they did
Right.
to him or her. I don't remember which one it was, but
That one.
It was the sisters, the core two.
you think Detective Bailey was ever a Ghostface or no?
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. He had to have been on sometimes.
He had to have been most of the time to do most of the ass whooping.
What's
That
his-
one kid was a little twerp.
Yes, he was.
Like, there's no way. There was a full-grown man in those costumes. And then you pull out some kid who weighs like $150, maybe. It's like, yeah, I was the guy that was whooping your ass through this whole.
The other thing, there was a couple moments where the self-awareness was pretty cool because there's always been fan theories like, oh, Stu's not dead and this and that. And they talk about it in the movie.
I still hope they bring Stu for the next one.
Well, I can't remember what character. Do you remember what character in this movie said like, oh, they didn't think Stu was alive or
Kirby said it.
Kirby said it.
Because they're going over the whiteboard and then they have like question marks because people thought that the question marks in the movie next to the people's thing were like thinking that they weren't dead, but it was actually just because their mask was missing. So everybody, so she mentions like she's talking about everybody on there or whatever, and then she mentions Stu, and he's like, where people think that he's not dead or something like that, but she says it.
And another one where the killer, when he's going against Gale, he's like, you should have been a killer. It made sense, it couldn't be Sydney, it couldn't be Rand,
Yep.
all that type of stuff. And it's hilarious because when it was Scream 4 going into it, I thought she was gonna be the killer.
Really?
So it's funny.
It still
that
could potentially be something in the next one with her because there's a lot of stuff in this movie that the filmmakers actually listened to the fans, because I know one of the things was the fans really wanted more chasing with Ghostface and people, and they did that with the convenience store and or the apartment stuff. Like they didn't have that much in the fifth one. It was kind of just attack and then they were dead.
Right. There was a lot of that in the trilogy.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of changed because it's a slasher film, so it has to evolve somewhat.
Yeah. But they also wanted to mention with Ghostface talking to Gale because people were saying that she could possibly be the next Ghostface.
Well, they keep teasing stuff with Sam, like Billy's her dad and stuff like that, and she gets like aggressive with the knife. And I don't know if I want them to fully switch her to killer, but keep playing along with that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Turn her heel.
I love it.
Turn her heel. There's our wrestling comment of the day. The other thing that I feel like they could have done with this movie, so the brother and sister are dead, and it's just the detective left. He's like been stabbed a whole bunch of times. I think a much cooler, different way to go is if he would have survived and would have went to prison, then you could have added another thing in the next movie. Like maybe the killer got information from him, or he can go to him and like get information.
Or someone's about to get out and he coached someone about to get out
Right,
of prison and they become the new killer.
It's just another thing because we haven't had one killer survive. It's all headshots and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And why not have one survive?
Yeah.
Or maybe
True.
if there's two killers again, one gets unmasked, the other one doesn't, gets away. So you don't know.
Is Stu dead though?
Yes, Stu's dead.
Damn it.
Is he?
I love Matthew Lillard and I love the Stu character, but it doesn't make sense. They would know if he didn't die because they have a body.
I did look up something though, and I was watching videos about this. Somebody had mentioned that possibly since Stu had a really rich family that they paid off the cops and had him escape or something, and then they had him like disappear, which I thought would be cool. But
He's dead, you guys.
God damn it.
And even if they bring him back, Sydney's probably not going to be the next one either. They've proven that they can move away from the Sydney character.
Oh, so she's
now.
not in the next one?
Well, the next one hasn't even been greenlit yet, but this movie made more money than the last one, so it's proven you can get away from the Sydney character now. And just so it's Sam and Tara.
Yeah.
Those characters are good leads. It wouldn't make sense for Stu to come back to try to kill them. So
I guess so.
yeah, I'm sorry that you're sad about it.
Yeah, very sad. Because like I said, I was going into this thinking Stu was alive because at the convenience store, they looked at the mask and they had mentioned that it seems like an older mask. I was like, oh, could be Stu's mask. But wasn't.
I also like the scene where Sam tases that guy's balls
Yeah.
because it came out of nowhere. She's like,
Oh, what was that guy's name? Like Rapey Freddy or something like that.
Something like that.
The whole thing was like funny. It wasn't done too bad in your face.
Date Rape Freddy or something.
Yeah, and then she's just like, I'm tasing your balls. And just like takes out taser and tases them.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't get why the people that when they were walking down the street and that one chick just like throws like soda at her, and she's just like, you know what you did, you bitch. Just like, yeah, she got attacked and harassed her entire life and like defended for her life, like, and you're gonna like.
Well, she did that because there was the rumor that she was the killer.
Yeah,
That's
another
they
wrinkle.
framed Richie. So
Yeah, there was another wrinkle in this movie I wasn't expecting, where they're like she's getting attacked because someone started a conspiracy theory that she's actually the killer and Richie was framed, and that kind of plays off of like society right now, where you have all these like documentaries going on, like some streamers where they're like taking old like murder cases and stuff and trying to question it. And it's like, you guys are looking at the wrong facts and only reading like one side of the story.
Stretch one case that could last, you could sum up in an episode in like 25, 30 minutes into a 10-part series. It's like, what about this wild speculation I'll just throw at the wall? Just like, well, that had nothing to do with the case, but what's the next episode about to be about? Not that cool.
Everything has to have a conspiracy about it. Sometimes truth is just the truth. I mean, for every one thing you need to investigate, people are investigating like 50.
Yeah.
And it's just wasting everybody's time. All right. One of my problems with this movie, though, is how come the police didn't protect these kids at all? The killer is going after them again and again and again. They just keep, okay, go ahead, guys. Right. Go ahead, guys. Even if you go back to Scream 2.
There was nothing in this one.
Once Sydney gets attacked, like the first time in the movie, she's got 2 bodyguards with her from the police. This one, no, they're just like, okay, go. You guys got fresh stab wounds and cuts and stuff. Just go.
Right.
We're not going to survey your house. We're not going to have a cop at the corner. No, just go.
Right. I just think it's funny because I know in the last one when Tara got beat up and she's in the wheelchair with all the cast, they have a cop by her door, but they don't have anything in this one. So it's not like they even thought about it. They did it in the last one, so why not do it in the second one?
But also, why don't the core 4, just pick an apartment, get weapons, get food and everything, and just fucking lock your doors and fuck everyone.
Right. Sleep in shifts.
Just protect the doors, lock them. I mean, she's got like 10 locks on her door anyways.
One exit.
Yeah, it's so
that
if
simple. Someone's coming in, everyone put a couch facing the door. Everyone's strapped. Come on in. Board up the windows. Come on in.
Yeah, I mean, these girls can protect. They need Laurie Strode from Halloween.
Her badass house.
Yeah, the first one they did.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the last Halloween.
No, the first one in this trilogy where she's like Linda Carter,
badass,
or not Linda Carter.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. She's Terminator.
That's right,
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. That's I messed up.
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. John Connor from the future. I can do it. You can do it. Yeah, and then that series Halloween, as everybody knows, Laurie Strode gets super weak in Halloween 2.
Yeah.
She's barely in it. And then Halloween 3, she's in it, but
yeah, so in the next movie we're just gonna have Sam who just can't do anything,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be a housewife now with my boyfriend from across the alley.
That's a plot twist.
Telling you, just they're gonna follow that Halloween franchise.
Yeah. You might as well. It's just like the Taken franchise.
I only saw the first one because
don't see the next 2.
Yeah, I don't need to.
Because in the first one, his daughter gets taken, and she's, like, incompetent of doing anything. In the second movie, she can't pass her fucking driver's test. That's, like, the plot, one storyline going through the movie. But in the end of the movie, she saves the damn day. Doesn't make any sense.
While driving through,
Yeah, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Then she's throwing grenades and using CIA shit, but 45 minutes ago, you couldn't even drive this damn car. But now oh, my God. Damn it, Liam Neeson.
Another complaint I have about this movie is the Mindy character still drives me nuts.
Who is that?
She's the twin sister.
Oh.
Randy's niece.
Chad's sister.
Okay. Who's that? I don't know who Randy is.
Yeah. So she was annoying in the first one. She's like self-aware, like Randy with the movie rules and stuff like that.
You said you don't like her?
Right.
Okay.
Well, I don't like despise her, but The character needs to be toned down a little bit. She doesn't have the charisma that Randy's character had. It feels like a little preachy, and she just knows it all. And it's like not a fun way, like Randy knows it all, but like jokes. Mindy like knows it all, and then gives you the attitude with it.
That's it.
And she literally had a shirt on that says like the
boss bitch,
strong female lead or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally just a shirt that said that.
I didn't see that. That's funny.
So I'm not like necessarily rooting for her to die or anything like that, but like just tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Chad's my favorite character out of the group of 4.
I love Chad.
He's the right mix. Sam is strong, but she's like too. She's never happy. I don't think she smiled at all in this movie.
She did.
Did she?
Yeah, when they were talking about her making out with Homeboy.
Yeah.
She was too serious, and then Tara's like wasn't serious enough at the beginning. But you still care about those two characters. So I was so sad when I thought Chad was gonna die. I mean, he took a lot of stab wounds. He should have died from those.
He had blood coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Those were like 2 killers. I think this is the first time we've had 2 killers actually in the same scene.
Yeah.
I can't remember the
Just
5th one too much.
Town at him.
Yeah, it's like, and the knife was going fully in, and they're getting him in his chest and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't die, but he should have.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my biggest problem with this movie.
Dun dun dun.
This is the one that, depending on when they do another one, like affects if that's good or bad, is all 4 characters from the last movie, none of them die. Only new characters died in this movie. No legacy characters, no main characters. There's no threat to your characters. So why?
And they even like made that a point too. Like, remember when they were talking at the park, when they were saying like legacy characters
can be disposable,
and blah blah blah, and like so we're all disposable. Yeah. So you thought like, oh, maybe like everyone's gonna get killed.
But you go back to the original trilogy. Characters die in the first movie. Second one, Randy dies.
Yep.
Third one, Cotton Weary dies at the beginning, and so on and so forth. This makes you threaten like, okay, anybody can die. Just saying it, they literally say in the movie like anybody can die, blah 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 blah. But if you don't have any main characters die, only new characters, the audience doesn't feel the threat.
Right. The core 4 has got to go.
So now, like, they have to do it in the next movie.
Got to go. Someone's got to go.
I vote Mindy.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna say if anybody, Mindy, because I like Chad, and you got the sisters stick together.
Right, but the sister's
Mindy,
gonna flip. Maybe what's her name will flip.
Sam.
No.
Tara.
Yeah.
She did have a little bit of an evil when she got that knife when she jumped off the thing. I was like, oh, I see a little darkness.
They won't flip Tara. If anything, it's Sam.
That's too obvious.
Becoming. Well, the thing is, what if Tara has to kill Sam to stop her?
Oh shit!
Sam is the one who protected Tara this whole entire time. But what if Tara has to kill Sam to stop her?
That'd be nice.
Bam.
What if Sam has to kill Chad?
I'd be sad about that. I want them to be together. They deserve to be together. They've both been stabbed multiple times.
Yeah. And she also did deprive him of oxygen.
Yeah. That's the first thing. He's all bloody and he needs oxygen, and they're like making out. It's like, you guys.
I mean,
he's dying right now.
I don't blame the guy. That'd be a good way to go out.
He's not.
I wouldn't complain. It's like awesome.
I'm rooting for the relationship.
Yeah. I like their connection.
Yeah, exactly. You rooting for it, so that means someone's got to go.
Obviously, Chad had like a girlfriend or something in the last one, but I like how they didn't like push a relationship thing between Tara and Chad in the last one. So I do like how they have it in this one. Because he's more of like the protective guy, and then turns out that they kind of like actually like each other.
Oh, we didn't talk about? There's another moment in this movie that I'm like, wow, that person's really bad at his job, just like the detective.
The therapist.
Yes, Sam goes to a therapist.
Oh, God, yeah, he's terrible.
And she's like trying to talk to him, and he just looks like nervous and stuff like that in his chair. And then he's like, you got to break through. You got to tell me these details. You got to tell me these details of what you went through. And she finally does. And he's like, I can't help you. You need to get out of here. I'm calling the cops.
Yeah.
Like, you are the worst person at your job that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then he just dies eating cereal.
Oh, yeah. He's like in his like pajamas, but it's like still sun's out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's got like silk pajamas, goes to the door and just gets stabbed.
You can see that it's a killer, a guy in a freaking
ghost face costume.
But let me get my body as close to the door as possible.
Right. I can't really see. This is nice glass, so it's kind of distorted. But let me just get right.
Well, you know what? That character deserved it, I think.
He did.
So
yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stupid decisions between certain characters. Like for example, one when Gail Weathers is getting attacked in her apartment, she goes into the bedroom. One way in, one way out. Why doesn't she just call the? I mean, obviously Sam and them are on the way, but she has a couple bullets in her gun. Just wait for him to come in the room. I'd stay in the room.
Yeah.
Because she's a hunter, though.
I get it.
Yeah, but sometimes it's smarter to wait for your prey.
Work smarter, not harder.
Right. What do you think snakes do? They wait.
And then also, she takes her time trying to kill the ghost face after they land onto the glass coffee table, and then the ghost face picks up a glass and stabs her. Like,
you know what though? But she stood on his arm to get the knife and grab the knife.
Yeah.
So I'll give her credit. She gets a pass.
Yeah, but I think if you still got
does
stabbed,
Dewey get a pass?
No, Dewey does not get a pass from Scream
Jesus,
5.
that's the worst.
He literally almost died in every single movie, and then I can't even talk about that scene. That makes me angry.
It's horrible.
I think when she got stabbed, you could still stab him back.
I mean, yeah.
I know I would. I wouldn't be like, oh, you stabbed me. This is it. I'd be like, I'm going out swinging.
In a blaze of glory.
That's right.
Shawn Michaels for you right there.
Is it?
Yeah. If I'm going out in a blaze of glory.
All right.
I think when he was fighting The Undertaker.
I thought that's when he partnered with God.
I'm still not convinced he ever did that. I think it's still the same old Shawn Michaels.
How do you guys feel about the twist?
The twist is 3 killers.
Twist that it's Richie's family.
It's redoing Scream 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not needed. Like, it's not... If it was just like one, like, let's say it was just his brother or his sister and then a friend or something, it wouldn't be that bad. But it being the whole family. Because, okay, when these people unmask as the killers, they all of a sudden just become crazy. They're like, like goofy as hell. Like, all their brain cells go away, especially...
I feel like you're just talking about Ethan.
Well, even
the
Dermot
detective.
Mulroney.
Dermot, he is a great actor, and I have never seen him like this, where he's just like, and his face is like a cartoon, and they're all crazy, and there's 3 of them going against 2 female, like, one's tiny, Tara's tiny, she's not tall at all,
Yeah.
and they can't do it. They got guns and knives.
I thought when he was making his big speech about, like, my firstborn son, like, yeah, the father never loses his compassion for his firstborn son. I thought his other son was going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, he kind of gave that look, and then nothing came of it.
Well, I thought he was going to be like, what, Dad? I'm important too. Like, I built this.
Richie started all of this.
I did this as a shrine to my baby boy.
But once again, like,
Like, all right, just chill out. Like, it's been
his
like,
whole thing is like, because you killed my son. Well, your son was trying to kill her,
right.
so I'm okay with it.
It doesn't matter.
This is the second time. This is like Billy's mom. Like, you killed my son. Well, first off, he killed her mom and is trying to kill her and all her friends.
Yeah. I know for a fact, if I were to do some bullshit like that, my family would be like, you're on your own, sucker. Like, anybody else want to? I know where he lives. You guys want to go get him? Like,
yeah, none of my family's going to, like, get
avenge my
revenge.
death for me trying to murder.
Right.
Right. I'm avenging his death. Just like, why? What happened to him? It's like, well, he tried to murder a bunch of people, and then they ended up killing him. Just like, oh, so we're done here, right?
Any other scenes pop out at you or any other questions or...
Is Stu alive?
Stu is not alive.
Damn it.
But wait, there's more. Scary movie.
I only saw the first one. I did not like it.
The second one's good, too.
Now that you bring that up, it's kind of funny because I did mention it to Mike when me and my friends went to go see this. My friend Tony, he asked me and he goes, was Snoop Dogg in the first one? I started laughing so hard. I was like, dude, you're talking about fucking Scary Movie, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was like, oh,
gosh.
then I guess I haven't seen the other ones. I said, oh my God.
Scary Movie 1 and 2 are good.
I have to rewatch them. I haven't seen them.
I wonder,
forever.
like, I haven't seen the second one. I wonder if I like the first one now. I watched it one time when it first came out, when I was like a huge Scream fan, like obsessed with it,
Yeah.
and I was excited about it. And
I
was
feel like the movie would piss you off.
Yeah, probably.
probably, I would probably really piss me off.
Yeah, it probably would. So we should watch Scary Movie 1 or 2.
Hey, if you want to make one of those picks, go for it.
I already picked heavyweights.
Well, I sort of picked Scream 6, and Tyler sort of picked Scream 6, so it's your turn again.
I'll watch Scary Movie 2. I love that movie.
How many scary movies are there?
I I think like 5 or 6.
Oh damn, that's too many.
There's at least 5. I know
I
that.
know that. Yeah, they get 1 and 2 are good, and then it starts getting weird. But they add like Carmen Electra and Jenny McCarthy into the later ones, so it's pretty good.
I thought Carmen Electra was in the first one,
She might be.
doing the chase scene from the beginning.
Yeah, but then I think she comes back as a different character.
Legacy character.
Yeah.
All right, any more comments on this one, or should we get to the grading process?
Guess we can get to grades then.
All right, I'll go first. Tyler does not know what I'm gonna give it. I don't know what I'm gonna give it really. All right, so I gave Black Phone a 3, I think. Right?
Oh boy. Yeah, I think so.
And I gave, what's the other one?
Smile.
Smile. I think I also gave that a 3. Here's the thing. I would rather rewatch this over both of those movies, but it's getting a 2.5 from me. There's stuff I love about it, and there's stuff I hate about it. It's like really in the middle. I definitely can rewatch this movie a few times because I like the good stuff, but the bad stuff really drags the quality down. So 2.5.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna go pretty low on this.
I think this is a fair grade for this movie. Who's next? Tyler's next.
I guess so. I'm giving this a 3.5.
3.5. All right, let's get Nancy's.
3.
3?
Yeah, if I gave Smile a 3,
I'm kind of shocked that you gave this a 3. I thought you were going low.
I mean, I want to, but I have to honor my grading system. If I went Smile with 3, and if I went Black Phone with, I don't know, 2 probably, I would rather watch this movie again over those 2 movies.
Yeah. All right, so that
This
gives
movie has like replayability. Like
yeah.
the kill scenes were good, or at least entertaining. The lead actresses were pretty good
Like
looking.
no, like if they make a sequel to this, because based on just this movie, I would see the sequel. If they made a sequel to Black Phone, I probably wouldn't. If they made a sequel to Smile,
I don't know how you would make a sequel to Black Phone.
Well, Tyler said they were talking about it.
I was
so
watching videos about it, and they said that they're making sequels to both of Smile and
Doesn't
Black
I can
Phone.
see Smile.
So the only way they could do sequels to both of those is if they build off of the boyfriend and Smile that got it at the end.
Yeah, I get that. But what happened?
They would probably do a prequel for the sequel.
Well, for Smile, you could do any character because you could just skip it like it's been.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you could even go in the past.
Or how it started.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
give an origin.
Give an
story.
origin story because you gave no origin story on that one.
Yeah,
Right.
I'd be cool with that.
So this one averages out to a 3 out of it, which I think is a fair grade for this movie.
Middle of the road.
Hall of Fame.
I think like this one, maybe if I rewatch it in a year from now, that it could go up a little bit. Maybe I won't be so hard on it. It's unlike a Halloween.
Is that a good flavor?
It's peach.
You know, like the peach one.
And you're drinking it after you said you don't like peach
Peaches,
flavors?
Just thought-
peaches.
He's drinking some of these alcohol monster ones.
I love you.
He's had a few, you guys.
Should I hit you with some interesting facts before we end
Oh
it?
yeah, I forgot about the
did.
facts. But before you do, speaking of the alcohol monster, you know what I saw in stores today?
No.
Tang with vodka. Or no, not Tang. Sunny D.
Oh, I've seen that.
No way.
Yeah, branded Sunny D with vodka.
You know what?
What?
Wait, was I just drunk and bought this?
I like the start. Continue.
When I was in New Orleans,
Nolans.
Nolans, eating shrimp. We went to a convenience store and there was cans of Duff. And I don't remember if it was beer or if it was like a orange, like citrus drink. I don't know. I was pretty drunk at the time.
I think they do have Duff.
Right,
beer.
that's why I'm confused because I don't remember, but I know I drank it.
Maybe you accidentally purchased a orange juice.
No, it said Duff.
Yeah, you think it said Duff.
No, I know it said Duff. I can read.
You grabbed the can next to it.
No. Doof?
Doof.
Doof orange drink?
All right, hit us up with some of those trivia and facts, sir.
I know some of this isn't like interesting, but Kirby was supposed to be in the 5th one, but they couldn't contact her. Apparently in March, people in Ghostface costumes were sent out to various cities as part of a viral marketing ploy. One of those cities was in California, where the original Scream was filmed, and police received several 911 calls. It's funny.
That could have totally backfired.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like when that one clown movie came out.
It?
Oh,
No, it was by Rob
Terrifier?
Zombie.
I don't
I can't
know.
remember if it was Rob Zombie
But
or
you're just
somebody
talking about
else.
like zombies, the
There's-
clowns showing up and everything.
Yeah,
right?
that's when all those clowns started showing up, and it was partially. It started out
House
as
of a
like
Thousand
a
Corpses.
no, it was after that, but I think it's Rob Zombie. He made a clown movie or something, and that was part of the advertising campaign, and it started that whole clown thing when they were being spotted all over the place.
That was so annoying.
I remember when The Ring came out. When I was a child, and we still had answering machines at the house. Someone left a message on our answering machine that said, "You have 7 days to live after you hear this message." So technically,
fuck that.
I should have died like 25 years ago.
Maybe you are dead. You don't even know it.
Oh my god!
25 years. Ring came out in like 2003 or something.
Maybe because it wasn't your voicemail.
I'm old. I was on the voicemail though. I did the outgoing message.
Was it Winnow?
No, I didn't know him then.
Some of these have some last names and names that I cannot pronounce, so I'm going to try my best.
I got you.
Some of the people's names were references to previous horror movies. Samara Weaving's character, Laura, shares a last name with Marion Crane from Psycho. And given that Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan,
Yep.
is playing on the TV in his apartment, it's fair to assume Tony Revolori's character as a nod to the machete-wielding character. Josh Segarra also plays a character named Danny Brackett as an Annie Brackett, Laurie Strode's best friend and from Halloween. And it's possible that Henry...
Wrinkler.
Nope. Cerny's character, Dr. Stone, is a nod to Stephen Stone, played by Patrick Warburton in Scream 3.
That one might be a stretch. Who knows, though? The real question is, a horror fan, why is he watching Friday 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan? That's like the worst one.
Maybe he has some type of connection to
I mean,
it.
Game respects game, bro.
I'd rather watch that over if Jason Goes to Hell, but lots of people put it as their worst one.
What's the one where he's smoking weed and the thing crawls out of the...
Freddy vs. Jason,
Oh, okay.
where like the stoner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like that terrible CGI comes out like...
That little
Centipedes.
snake-looking
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
It didn't need to be great for it.
I want to do those movies at some point too, though.
I want to do all these horror movies. I want to do the
Yeah.
whole franchise of this stuff.
I'm
Maybe not
alright.
on a single podcast like this, but like a retrospective
All
type
right,
of
so
stuff.
do all the Evil Deads.
There's 3 now, then, right?
There's 5 now.
There's 3 in the
Oh.
original trilogy,
Oh, okay.
and then 2 and a TV series
Oh, okay.
that
Which Ash is in this series.
I heard is supposed to be pretty good. So
Yeah.
The new one?
It has the... No, the...
Oh,
well,
the
I heard the new one. The new movie's good.
Okay.
But the TV show has like the comedy horror element from the original.
Gotcha.
you haven't seen
Okay.
any of them, right?
Oh,
I think I've seen one, but I don't remember anything from it.
You'd remember it.
All of the home videos of Richie were actually Jack Quaid's home videos, but they revoiced some of the lines when he mentioned stuff about the movie Stab. All the props in the shrine were all recreated because none of the original props were kept from previous movies.
Someone's
that's-
got
I
him
was-
in a shrine
It's
somewhere.
good that you said it because I was actually wondering if any of them were
Because I know we mentioned a little bit, so I just waited till
like
we
the
talked about
Kenny
it now.
character from the first movie. They had this jacket. I was like, did they keep? Is that like from the original one? Because that's cool. But
I thought it would have been really cool if they kept everything, but it sucks that they didn't.
well, you never know when a movie's gonna be like successful or
That's
not.
true.
and then
And
after X amount of years, they probably get rid of that stuff.
lots of
Just
stuff
take up
gets
space.
rented out.
Yeah.
And you just some actors take stuff from the set, whether you're allowed to or not.
That's all I got for you, sadly. I love talking about interesting facts. Interesting fact, Stu is alive and will be in the next one.
No, he's
Like
not.
Zoink Scoop.
No, it won't.
I
Sorry.
know. I got to get that out of my head because going into this one, that's all I thought about. And then I ignored all the horror clues and
Maybe
I
he will.
fucked up.
His ghost could come back like Billy Loomis trapped.
Let's just create an alternate universe Scream, like a side series where he
Scram.
didn't die and he
Like a what if series thing.
and he escapes from the mental institution.
It'd be
Called
cool.
Yell.
What?
It could be called Yell.
Shout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Yawn.
Yeah, yawn. I think that's about does it for this one, right?
I think so.
Any other comments, anybody?
Any more brain busters?
All right. Well, as always, I'm Mike.
Oh, it's usually Mike Sakura Tyler.
I'm
So
sorry.
you kind of screwed it up, but I'm Tyler.
Now Sakura.
Play that music, Sakura.
Music by Sakura.
What's the matter, Sakura?
Oh. What's the matter is these pianos are off I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, people know you made this
No, I'm
forever
sorry.
and
I'm
ever
sorry.
and ever.
Tyler, edit it out. Cut that out.
Never.